Best movies based on true stories. The unbelievable truth behind Hollywood's greatest films. What if I told you some of the most thrilling, heartbreaking, and jaw-dropping movies ever made weren't just a result of a screenwriter's imagination, but actual events that happened in real life? Think about it. The tension of Schindler's List, the survival instinct in 127 hours, or the emotional roller coaster of the pursuit of happiness. These are not just stories. They are real, raw, and even more intense than Hollywood portrays them. But how much of what we see on screen is fact? And which movies tell the most compelling, almost unbelievable true stories? Stick with me because today we're diving deep into the best movies based on true stories. And trust me, you're going to want to watch or rewatch these films by the time we're done. I know that movies based on real events have an undeniable power. They connect us to history, inspire us with human resilience, and sometimes even reveal secrets hidden from the world. From legendary war heroes to impossible survivor stories, these films don't just entertain. They educate, they shock, and they move us. Some stay brutally accurate to real-life events, while others take creative liberties to enhance the drama. But which ones are the most unforgettable? Let's break it down one incredible story at a time. 1. Schindler's List. 1993, the Holocaust hero who saved 1,200 lives. We have to start with one of the most powerful films ever made. Schindler's List tells the story of Oskar Schindler, a German businessman who risked everything to save over 1,000 Jewish people during the Holocaust. Liam Neeson played the role of Schindler, who started out chasing profits but ends up becoming a hero. Director Steven Spielberg shot the film in black and white to make it feel real, raw, and almost like a documentary. The little girl in the red coat was also inspired by a real moment, and that changed Schindler's perspective forever. If you remember the ending, where the real survivors placed stones on Schindler's grave, that's to tell you that it wasn't a Hollywood drama. It was real life. 2. 127 Hours, 2010. The man who cut off his own arm to survive. What would you do if you were trapped in the middle of nowhere, with no one around to hear you scream, and your arm is pinned beneath a giant rock? That's exactly what happened to Aaron Ralston, and 127 Hours tells his insane survival story. James Franco plays Ralston, who ultimately had to amputate his own arm with a door pocket knife to escape. If that scene made you cringe, imagine actually living through it. And here's the wildest part. The movie sticks really close to reality. Even the video diary Ralston kept while trapped, that actually happened. Today, Ralston is still climbing, proving that human spirits can overcome anything. 3. The Pursuit of Happiness. 2006. The homeless father who became a millionaire. If you've ever felt like giving up, then this movie is a must-watch.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something.
Will Smith plays Chris Gardner, a real-life man who went from being homeless, sleeping in subway bathrooms with his son, to becoming a millionaire stockbroker. The most emotional scenes of this movie is where the actual Chris Gardner lived through them. That moment when he finally lands the job and breaks down crying, that was real. His story is proof that no matter how hopeless things seem, persistence pays off. 4. Catch Me If You Can. 2002. The con artist who fooled the FBI. You won't believe how much of the story is real. Leonardo DiCaprio plays Frank Abagnale Jr., a guy who pulled off insane cons. He posed as a doctor, a lawyer, and even an airplane pilot, all before the age of 21. And yes, Most of what you see in Catch Me If You Can actually happened. Abagnale was so good at forging checks that when the FBI finally caught him, they hired him to help them catch other criminals. If you love true crime stories, this one's a must-watch. 5. Hacksaw Ridge, 2016. The soldier who saved 75 lives without firing a bullet.
How are we supposed to improve? Hacksaw.
Now, how is that true? But it's true. Hear me out. War movies usually focus on soldiers fighting. But what about one who refused to kill and still became a hero? Hacksaw Ridge tells the real-life story of Desmond Doss, a medic in World War II who saved 75 soldiers without carrying a weapon. Andrew Garfield plays Doss, who risked his life to carry wounded soldiers off a 400-foot ridge, dodging the enemy's fire the whole time. And yes, it all really happened. Doss was awarded the Medal of Honor, making history as the first conscientious objector to receive it. Now, what is the big takeaway from all these movies? What makes these movies so powerful isn't just that they are based on true stories. It's that they can show us how extraordinary people can be. Whether it's surviving the impossible, standing up for your beliefs, outsmarting the system, or fighting for justice. These films remind us that real life is sometimes more dramatic than fiction. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most powerful movie based on true story you've ever seen? Maybe it's one we've talked about, or maybe it's something different. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know which movie inspired you the most. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because we've got even more incredible stories coming your way. Until next time, keep watching, keep wondering, and never stop believing in the power of real life stories.